Welcome back, dear viewers. Now we are hosting our dear guest, Dr. Asmaa Elzieny, Global Peace Institute UK Senior Fellow at Global Peace Institute GP UK, and she will talk to us about Foreign Minister Abdel-Atti's recent activities. Good afternoon, Dr. Asmaa.
Very good afternoon, thank you.
So, Dr. Asmaa, how does Minister Abdel-Atti's immediate transition from the ASEAN ministerial meeting in Manila to high-level talks in Doha demonstrates Egypt's ability to bridge Asian economic partnerships with Middle Eastern security diplomacy?
These very quick and effective movements by Foreign Minister Dr. Badr Abdel-Atti reflects the general view of Egyptian diplomacy that it is not only about being there, it's how to be effective, your existence be effective.
Yes.
Actually, Egypt realized the importance of having this Asian partnership, which made the visit to Manila for this very high level ASEAN meeting in Manila. At the same time, Egypt is not ignoring what is happening in the region. Actually, what's happening between US, Israel and Iran is affecting the whole world and affecting the region greatly. That's why this was the very quick return to have this negotiations in Qatar regarding the situation. I believe Egypt is trying to balance the Egyptian efforts to restore stability and de-escalation of the situation in the whole region for the purpose of maintaining the national security internally and having a balanced and appreciated situation to be there in the Arab region.
So, Dr. Asmaa, how does Egypt's active participation in joint mediation efforts with Qatar highlights Cairo's vital role in preventing wider regional escalation and promoting peace, as we have seen that in the past few days there is escalation and strikes that targets the Gulf countries?
In a way or another, Egypt is trying to balance its diplomatic existence in the form of attending these negotiations. Actually, the re-escalation of the situation in the region after we had this very short peace deal and ceasefire, and the return of escalation of the situation by the very violent and fierce attacks that the US had on Iran, and in retaliation the strikes on some Arab countries like Qatar and Jordan and others. Actually, Egypt is trying to balance the situation because the more we have this unstable situation, the more expensive bill all the Arab countries or the region countries are going to pay. That's why we are realizing that this escalation doesn't regard Iran only. It regards and affects maybe the Arab states more than what's happening inside Iran. Actually, Cairo is realizing that we need to reach the de-escalation somehow again. That's why we are putting these negotiations at the top priority for Egyptian diplomacy.
So also, Dr. Asmaa, if moving to the situation in Gaza, how does Egypt's insistence on completing phase 1 and transitioning to phase 2 of Gaza peace plan highlight its persistent leadership and commitment to securing a structured, sustainable political solution for the Palestinian people?
Also, the situation in Gaza is not that good at all. Actually, after the new attacks that Israel had on Gaza, Egypt is sticking to what was signed as a peace deal. We entered the phase 1, but unfortunately the humanitarian part was not completely achieved. Egypt is concentrating on the 3 pillars that the humanitarian section of the deal should be completed and done as agreed on. And this is a priority for Egypt, because the people in Gaza and all Palestine are in a very bad need of the humanitarian aid to reach them fairly and quickly. And actually, Cairo also is realizing that to have stability in Gaza, it is not only about the humanitarian part. We need security, very effective security arrangements in Gaza, and also the political diplomatic solution is always there. To bring people to achieve what was agreed on. That's why Egypt is insisting on reaching phase 2 of the deal that was reached regarding the situation in Gaza.
Yes, so Asmaa, also if we talk about the Minister Abdel-Aati's immediate outreach to his Saudi counterpart, how this demonstrates Egypt's proactive stance as a stabilizing force and key diplomatic leader during times of escalating regional tension?
This is a crucial movement also that Egypt is paying more attention to, that we have continuous and up-to-date negotiations with all the region countries, especially Saudi Arabia, of course, because after the retaliatory strikes that Iran had on most of Arab and region countries, this effect is so bad and affecting even the intra-Arab relationships. Egypt is proving all Arab countries and the whole world that we are brothers, all Arab countries. Any attack on the Arab countries it is considered like attack on our own. That's why Egypt is there. These negotiations is so badly needed to reach the de-escalation of the situation as soon as possible. And Saudi Arabia is one of the most important mediators in this way of reaching this peace deal or de-escalation of the situation.
So also, Dr. Asmaa, how does Egypt's firm rejection of attacks on the Red Sea shipping directly align with its national economic interest in maintaining steady security transit through all shipping lanes and also the Suez Canal?
Actually, Egypt's location by having to be directly located on the Red Sea make it necessary for Egypt. So we do not. Egypt doesn't consider the Red Sea like any usual waterway. Especially, it is highly linked to the Bab el-Mandab and also Hormuz Strait. These are the main waterways that affect the supply chain and energy in reaching the energy on the whole world. Actually, Egypt is paying attention because this is affecting us on two levels. Locally, our own economy and our energy issues, and the whole Arab and the whole world at the same time.
Yes. So also, if we talk about Egypt again, and in what ways does Egypt emphasize on prioritizing political dialogue over military action position Cairo as a voice of moderation and reason in Middle Eastern security dynamics?
Honestly, the issue of always maintaining diplomatic solution on all disputes is one of the main pillars and the main pillars of the ways in which the Egyptian diplomacy depends on. This was present in Gaza issue and Palestine since it started, and also very clear in the situation between U.S., Israel, Iran, and whatever dispute takes place. Egypt firmly believes that even if we have military solutions for a time, Egypt believes strictly that one day we must reach the diplomatic solution, and we should be bringing the whole parties to the table, because this is the only way to maintain what Egypt considers the sustainable peace, being this in Gaza, being between Iran and Israel and U.S., and whatever disputes we are facing nowadays.
So also, Dr. Asmaa, do you think that we can reach a diplomatic solution soon to this crisis that the region is facing?
I strongly believe that all disputes are some way or another. Peace is reachable and achievable once the whole parties have the will to set and discuss the situation and be flexible. Actually, why most of time diplomatic or negotiations fail? Because each one is sticking to his own opinion, his own rights, and his own targets, and forgetting that when we sit to the table of negotiation, there are like two interests, two parties. Egypt is trying to play the role of fair moderator in this area.
So also, if we talk about Kuwait, and in what ways does Egypt's reaction to the security concerns of Kuwait reinforce the principle that Gulf security is tied to Egyptian and broader Arab national security, as we saw that the Iranian strikes targeted desalination stations and power stations in Kuwait and its infrastructure. So how do you see this escalation?
Cairo repeatedly confirmed that the integrity and the peace in all Arab and regional countries is one of our main concerns. We are concerned about what's happening to the energy stores in Kuwait, being in Saudi Arabia, being in Emirates, whatever countries. I believe Egypt is approving the whole world that all the Arab countries are one. Egypt is there, it is at the heart of the situation. We are not looking over what's happening. We are keen to keep the rights of our own Arab brothers and sisters. The main concern is the safety and integrity of all Arab brands and security of all Arab citizens in regional countries.
Yes, Asmaa, also if we talk about the future of negotiations, how do you see the role Egypt is playing, as Egypt has always been trying to sit on negotiating tables and try to reach an agreement with all parties?
I believe in each dispute and in what's happening in the recent situation, there is always this one player, let's call it player, moving from one place to another to try to bring the viewpoints across. This is a very vital role during the time of disputes, and I believe Egypt is granted this place of bringing usually successful mediation. No one believed that the situation at Gaza when we reached the peace deal last October is going to be done. But thanks to the balanced and very wise Egyptian diplomacy, focusing on all parts, and we see that in each situation, Egyptian diplomacy depends that in each situation there are two parties with somehow interests, and we are trying to keep both parties intact, both parties' rights intact. We hope so. Yes,
we hope so. I'd like to thank you, Dr. Asmaa Elzieny, Senior Fellow, Global Peace Institute, UK. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
And moving